Have you ever found a photograph in a frame? Maybe it's in a room that doesn't get used very often, i.e., doesn't get dusted, and the glass has quite a thick layer of dust on it. That is your face when you're not exfoliating. Then you take a wet cloth and you clean that glass and you think, oh my gosh, this is a gorgeous picture. I'm going to put this out where everyone can see it. That's what your face looks like after you exfoliate. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Michelle Fox from Michelle Fox Beauty and MichelleFoxOnline.com. This is the fourth week in our Beauty Secret series, fourth and last. And this beauty secret is indeed to exfoliate. Exfoliate is different than cleaning. It's different than even using a toner or something that deep cleans your pores. Exfoliating is specifically removing the dead, dull skin cells that are laying on top of your face. We have a natural exfoliation process, but that natural exfoliation process is less efficient as we age. So we complain about having dull looking skin or losing that youthful glow. But part of it is our fault if we are not taking measures to exfoliate. And there are lots of ways we can do it, and there are lots of benefits of it. So that's what we're going to focus on. Um, First of all, let's talk about why we want to do it, other than to look, have that bright, youthful look. That's always the goal. But as we exfoliate, we are working. It is the surface, but it's a little deeper than the cleansing level. So you cleanse your skin. That is truly the top layer. When you exfoliate, you're going deeper than that. And so when you are taking off or sloughing off those dead skin cells, you are in effect either eliminating in some cases or at least minimizing the fine lines and wrinkles, because if you just think of different layers and that those fine lines are etched in that layer. So if you remove the layer, you've basically removed that fine line. The fine lines. The deep lines are another story, but exfoliation can remove or lessen or smooth, eliminate, whatever, depending on where you're at. Okay. The fine lines and wrinkles. It improves the texture of your skin. If you have rough patches, when you exfoliate, it's going to make your skin smoother, and it's also going to make it more even, because some of that skin is going to be the discolored skin, and that is something that is happening on the upper layers. And so we're sloughing that off, and so we're going to reveal the more even toned skin that's underneath. Are the products that we use after we have gotten rid of the dead, dull skin. Products are absorbed more fully, and therefore they're more effective. We also have just healthier skin overall. Acne is somewhat prevented or lessened because we are just promoting the health of our skin, the function of our skin, and it enhances makeup application. When sort of like if you have chapped lips and you put on lipstick doesn't look that great. But if you buff your lips and then put on the lipstick, it's a different story. If you are exfoliating your face and then putting on your moisturizer and your foundation and your color, it's going to look so much smoother and more radiant if you've been taking that extra step of exfoliating. It doesn't take long. And really, the exfoliation step is something that is only needed probably once or twice a week. Maybe if you've not done it in like forever or ever, you might need to do it 3 times a week. But once you get it going to maintain, it will just be once or twice a week. Okay. So, exfoliating, there are physical exfoliators and chemical exfoliators. Physical exfoliators are something that you are physically doing something to remove that dead skin. So think of a scrub, like an apricot scrub, or using a brush, the sonic brush that spins around or vibrates. That is doing something to remove that excess um, or not the excess, but the dead, dull skin. I like saying that, the dead, dull skin. Also, a microdermabrasion, either in home or in a dermatologist's office. That is a great example of exfoliating, of a physical exfoliator, whether they do it by hand or with the little machine that is physically taking off or stripping off that top layer of the dead skin. A chemical exfoliator is something that is absorbed more deeply into the skin, and it is removing the skin without, not removing the skin. Sounds terrible. I mean, it's sloughing off the dead, dull skin cells um through a chemical process, frankly. Okay, so it's something that you are putting on your skin. It's soaking into a deeper layer, and then from the inside out, it is sort of pushing off the dead, dull skin cells that we don't want anymore. Okay, the most common chemical exfoliator is glycolic acid. We get a facial peel either in the dermatologist's office, or now some are available at home. And that is somewhat, they can be very strong. It depends on some, various factors, but literally the strength of the glycolic acid in it. But there are newer options, specifically PHA, polyhydroxy acid, which I just did a video on a couple of weeks ago, so you can look that up. But now there is even a third option besides the physical and the chemical, but there is an enzyme exfoliation. This is new to me, but as I was researching this, I did see a couple mentions of it, and that is the gentlest way of doing it. And that is with a fruit acid. So something that is derived from pineapple or papaya. Uh, I'm not super familiar with that. I don't have any brands in mind or anything, but I have read that that is an option for those that have extremely sensitive skin, to look for an enzyme exfoliator. Thought that was interesting. Thought I'd pass it along. So you want to find something that is appropriate for your skin type. You want to consider, if you have very sensitive skin, then you might want to stay away from the really strong options. Like if you had to choose between glycolic acid or PHA would be a better choice for you. If you have rosacea and something that physically rubs on your face is going to cause that to flare up, then perhaps a chemical exfoliator would be better than a physical exfoliator. So there are lots of factors to consider, but once you find something, you need to start doing it. And when you do, you will see a difference. And just like everything in skincare, if you do it, it pays off. And if you're not consistent, you won't see a difference. So you've really got a choice to make here. It's you can choose to incorporate it into your routine and see what happens. My challenge to you would be this: just investigate your options, choose a product, use it until that product is done. And by that time, you will have decided whether it is, worth your time and investment, so to speak. And I'm pretty darn sure you're going to say, yeah, it is. And if you're not sure, if maybe by the time that bottle is gone, and then you think, I don't know, and then you don't do it for a little while, all of a sudden you're going to realize, my makeup doesn't go on as smoothly. Something doesn't look quite right. I feel like I've got, my spots are a little more obvious. And that is because you're not exfoliating those dead skin cells. All right. The process that used to be done for us in our youth, now we need to give it a little extra help. And those of you that are watching that are under, say, 45, you still, exfoliating is still a great idea. It is still considered part of a healthy skincare routine. But fortunately for you, your body is helping do that on its own. So the older you get, the more important it is that you take over the responsibility of exfoliating your face. So that's what I'm getting at. So that is beauty secret number 4. It is something that, like all the others, you've heard it, but are you doing it? That's the question. So, in my blog, I'm going to have some favorites of mine that you can click on and check out, things that I've used consistently so that I can recommend them. And I know they're safe, I know they're tested for allergy, ophthalmologist tested, all those good things. And since this is still our beauty secret series, I will still offer the 10 best kept beauty secrets as my freebie. You can find that by going to the blog and clicking the links in there. So thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this series. Make sure that you comment, ask any questions, let me know that you're watching. And if you did get something out of it, I would really, really appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, share it with someone else who might find it interesting, and more than anything, that you would subscribe to Michelle Fox Beauty on YouTube, or that if you would go to the blog and you would like to be on my newsletter mailing list, that you would go all the way to the bottom of the blog, look for the little tiny box, check that, and then you will get updates on the regular with all of my interesting information about beauty for 40 and beyond. So that's it for this week. And next week, we're starting something new. So I'm excited about that. I hope you are all well. I can't believe it's June already. Yesterday was my birthday. Oh my gosh, time flies. So yes, I am 57 years young. It's hard for me to fathom, but that is what's happening in my world. So anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week.